Hi, I'm Veronica Lee. This is your weekly transformational forecast for the week of September 13th, 2021. When I tune into the collective energies, it can be a little bit overwhelming, and at the same time, I can often sort of refine it to a particular impulse. This week, however, it is so scattered that delivering it into a particular impulse might not be as easy, but I will give it a try. We are moving through some really high frequency realms of consciousness. For some people, when we're in these really high frequencies, it can have an effect of sort of going under anesthesia. So it might make you feel more forgetful, more confused, more sleepy, more or less out of it, because the energy is so intense. It's as if our bodies and our physicality and our consciousness even wants to just sleep right through it and let it just do its thing. For others, it can act as sort of a stimulant to awaken more awareness, more recognition of aha moments. And there's a range within all of that. So what I will speak to this week is, as best I can, a little bit of the whole. So for the most part, that feeling of being disconnected or sleeping through it may be the case, but what I invite you to do is to pay attention to your dreams and anything that sort of sneaks up on you as those little ahas or indicators of some sense of there's been a shift. So what I mean by that, of course, the dreams are pretty straightforward. Pay attention, in the morning, maybe write down your dream, maybe speak into your phone and record what you remember of your dream. And by expressing it, there will often be more insights that are revealed to you, sort of these moments of recognition of what that dream is offering you, bringing you. What I'm seeing in our dream state is a lot of transformation, things that are happening for us as we sleep that we don't necessarily have to work diligently on to figure out and fix or heal. In terms of these other areas, like if you're not very good at dreaming, or if dreams aren't your thing, or you can't remember them, let's say, maybe pay attention to repetitive patterns. So if there is something, it could be something as simple as, I keep seeing the numbers 1111 everywhere. What does that mean? Well, Google it, find out. 1111 can often mean that someone from the other side is connecting with you. Now, who is that someone on the other side? And for me, it would be, let's say, my mom or my husband. If I feel into it and wonder who is connecting with me every time I see this 1111, then I could feel into what did that person mean to me and what is it that they represent for me. So for example, if it's my mom, that would be my, let's say, indigo part of myself, the part that is, metaphysical to the core and that has come in to really shift and change things in the world, right? That's what my mom represents to me. And if that person represents something that's not necessarily a strength, but let's say more of a shadow, then you can sort of say, okay, this is the quality in me that is being brought to my attention to be transformed, to be healed. Now, I want to speak a little bit to that, which is that transformation and healing part. When we are moving through these really intense realms of consciousness, a lot of times this work is done for us on our behalf. We don't have to be so efforted at shifting or clearing the patterns. So if you're in a place of, moving into these frequencies and feel like you're getting glimpses of things, that you are starting to see some patterns and you are starting to notice that you don't necessarily have to sleep through the intensity, then you can set the intention to allow yourself to get out of the way. In essence, our soul, our highest self, this huge aspect of ourselves, really has our best interest in heart. Absolutely, right? And we often, the little we that we live on this, 3D plane with, wants to get involved and fix things. So rather than being an instrument of this soul wisdom that is acting on behalf of the impulses of the soul, we often get caught up in the little details of fixing, getting it right, figuring it out. And that's a really hard habit to break. So this week, a lot going on, a lot of energy. I've been speaking to this sort of momentum and things, kind of happening, and we're able to see the results and things are changing. I'm starting to get some clarity. This week is more of the unconscious stuff. It's still moving, super intense, but there's a place of needing to sort of be asleep to it so that the so-called surgery can be done without us, having too much pain, let's say, or to really make sure that we don't get in the way, right? And that's the trick, is to not get in the way of our soul's evolution. So with that, have a good rest of your week. Be really gentle with yourself. Recognize you're doing a lot of transmuting, a lot of big, deep work that may not seem like it's happening on the outside, but is definitely happening internally, that is affecting you in really good ways. All right, see you next week.